If you follow these steps that I'm about to give you, you will be so happy when pulling down your Christmas decor for next Christmas. You will be impressed with how well things will be organized. You'll be in the Christmas spirit and very excited to decorate for Christmas. Let's get started. Tip number one, if you have an area that you loved the way it turned out, the decor, take a picture of it or a video. If you're struggling sometimes with trying to decide how you're going to decorate a certain area, you'll be able to look at the video or the image of what you did last year. Let's say it's a hutch and it was turned out wonderful with all of your Santa Claus or whatever your themes were for Christmas. You took a picture of it. Now you have, it's the following year and you want to decide what it is you're going to do. Look at that video. It's great inspiration. And oftentimes for me, I will change things up. I will use decor in one area for 1 year and I'll take that same decor and I'll switch it to a different area. That way I'm fresh, I'm not bored with it, and it just turns out lovely. Decide how you're going to store your Christmas items. This is a crucial tip for me. How I'm going to store. For me, I typically store for category. It's either category or it's location. Location would be something like this, the location of where the Christmas decor is. This is the fireplace. Category would be if I were to take out the stems and decide that I want to put all white pearl stems in one category. For me, that works best because I often mix things up. I place everything into a category. That way I know where each item is located. My extra leaf inserts, so in a category, I'll put these all together and then I'll label them green with frost because it does have some snow frost on there. These would be just gold stems. I'll bag all of these together. The next tip, Ziploc bags. Ziploc bags are your best friend. Ziploc bags, or you can use a large plastic bag. Sometimes I will use a trash bag for my bulbs and I'll put all blue together or all white. This year I didn't use a whole lot of bulbs, but I love the Ziploc bag, and so I will pull out all of my gold. It is so easy to just pull all of the gold out, all of the gold ornaments, all of the gold accessories. These are pearl beads, and then I'll just place them inside of the Ziploc bag. It's clear, I can see them, and then I'll place them in the appropriate container. The next tip is to make sure that you have chosen the right bin. This might be the most important tip. Use clear plastic bins. I love clear plastic bins. I know that at Christmas time they sell the red bin so that you know it's your Christmas ornaments instead of something else. But if you have 10 or 15 bins and you need to go through each individual one before you can determine what it is you're looking for, that is not fun. I elect to get clear plastic bins, and I love the ones that have the actual handles on there where they click in place. Pretty sturdy. This one is by Sterilite, so I try not to get them too cheap. If you love Christmas the way I love Christmas, I have, I don't know, tons and tons and tons of bins, maybe 30 or 40 bins of just Christmas things that I have acquired over the years. So clear bins are a must for me so that I can actually see what it is inside of the bin and what it is I'm looking for. The next tip is to label the bin. That is in addition to having a clear bin, you're going to label it. And what I like to do is I like to take painter's tape and place it on the front and I'll place it on the side of the bin. This way, no matter how you store it, you'll be able to always see what's inside of it. And then I mark it. For instance, I'm going to place this one and I'll put tree lights. Or I may take the front of it and put twinkle lights. That way, no matter how it's stored, inside of your garage or if you use a storage unit, it's labeled on the front exactly what's inside of it. And guess what? If the following year you decide that you have so many Christmas twinkle lights that you can't store them in this container, fine. It's very easy to just take off the painter's tape and relabel it something else. I use painter's tape because it's very easy to put on and to take off. I used to use, what was that tape called? Duct tape. Because during the summer months, duct tape will not fall off. But now I've just learned to press it on very good, and the painter's tape works just as well with the heat. You won't worry about the actual label falling off. Since we're talking about storage containers and making sure that the storage container that you utilize is the perfect storage container, if you need something that's super large, or for some of your larger items, like probably your deer or Santas, I place Santas inside of here. But the reason why I'm showing you this is because this large bin has a handle on it and it has wheels. I love these containers with the wheels on there. You can bring it out of storage yourself. You don't necessarily need to wait on somebody to come home to pull a large bin out. It is absolutely wonderful. And the bins stack on top of each other. This was the best kept secret. I only started utilizing these maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. And I tell you, it has saved me so much time, so much headache, wear and tear on my body by pulling out some of these heavy containers. So get you a bin that has a wheel so that you can pull the bin, very easy. And again, it is a clear bin so that you can see what is inside of it. There are a couple of ways that you can actually store your Christmas lights. One, you can take a paper towel roller and an empty paper towel roller, and you can store your lights. Pretend that this is a paper towel roller. I don't have any empty paper towel rollers to show you guys, but you can take it and you will store your lights on the roller this way. When you get ready to use them again, you're just rolling them off. What I typically do is I typically take the lights like so, maybe 10 inches. These lights are not that difficult to untangle. Place them inside of my handy dandy Ziploc bag. That way I know each Ziploc bag will have one string of twinkle lights inside of them, and then I store them that way. I'm not sure if it's quicker to take down or put up, because this year I had a no fuss Christmas, so I can't tell you. In years past, it seems like it is easier to take down than to put up. I guess because when you're putting up, you are thinking about so much thought as to how you want things to look and come together that it takes a little bit longer. I typically place gloves on my hands. If you are putting up several trees, your fingers will be very tender at the end of that. So any kind of glove or hand protector that you want to use, you can. First thing, I always start with the largest piece first, and I place this end protector on the bottom I kid you not, some of my trees I've had for 15 or 20 years and they're just in great condition. Then I go on top of a table or the floor depending on the size of the tree, and each side I press down like so, shrink it down and make it small. And I'm always going in the direction of the actual limb. I never roll back this way because you're just fighting against the way the tree was actually designed. And then I get the twine and I kind of make sure it's enough to wrap around the tree. This might be too long, but you'll see how it works. I take the amount of twine that I'm going to utilize and I place it on the bottom of the tree, underneath the tree. And just so it locks, this end on this side, I take it through the loop. And then I start to tighten the tree. Swing it around, I'm pulling, and I'm tightening it up. The reason why I'm doing it this way is so that it can fit inside of the original box. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know how many of you guys still have your original Christmas tree box, or are you utilizing the Christmas tree bags? I hate the cover bags because they're so flimsy. You can't stack anything on top of it. So I try to keep all of my trees, and I tell my clients the same exact thing, inside of its original box. I keep wrapping. You guys see how small this is getting? It's getting so small that it shouldn't be a problem for me to put it inside of the original box. And then I just take it, loop it underneath, and tie a knot, and it stays. Here's the original box, and I start to layer it inside of it. The only difference is my flock trees, before I place them inside of the bag, inside of the box, I place them in a plastic bag because that seems to keep the flock as fresh as possible. Over years' time, I've noticed that if I didn't have the flock covered up with plastic, it would dry out, because I do keep some of these trees outside in an outdoor shed. Because of the elements of the weather, the heat, and the cold, the flock would be ruined. Once I started placing it inside of some type of plastic, and I use painter's plastic, and it's just really cheap. It's $2 at Home Depot for an actual sheet, a full sheet, and you can store a complete tree with one sheet. Inside of the box, I've already laid this with the end one way. The second tree, I'm going to lay it inside of the box, but I'm going to rotate the ends so that that fills up really nice. The extra space that I have here, I'm going to place it right in this corner. And that is still flat. You'll still be able to actually place the third part to this tree inside. I mean, can it get any easier than that? You can tell how long I've had this tree because some of the stems are starting to fall off. Now I'm going to actually close the box, pull the box through to the end so that I can carry it with this beautiful handle that's on there, and I'm going to tape it up. As you can see, this box has tons of tape already on it from just years past of use. This is so simple and easy for Christmas decor, putting things away, these tips. So next year, when I know that this is my 6-foot tree, it's already labeled on the outside of the box, it's labeled, so I know that this is one of my pencil trees. The box is red and white, but I love this big picture on there. I will stack these boxes up like so, and this stores super well. It's just amazing. You're storing it on top of one another. The box is actually taped very well so you get no critters inside of it, and this is a great tip. Let's talk about the next tip, how I store my Christmas wreaths, the actual wreaths that I've made. I'll take my wreath, put it down in the center of the painter's plastic. Now, oftentimes I don't take the wreath apart. This year I'm going to take this one apart because it was pretty much a no fuss. I didn't glue most of these things in here. I don't think. No, I didn't. The bolts are the only thing that's really glued on. And the reason why I'm taking it apart is because next year, if I decide to use these same materials, but I'm creating something different, I want to be able to do that. Most of them I just wrapped around the limbs of the actual wreath, so I'll be able to pull them easily out. I'll do a cutaway so that you guys can see. Right now, I'm actually, as I'm taking these out, I'm organizing them on the floor in the category for what it is in a pile. Each pile has a different category. So far, I have 3 piles of sprays that I'm placing on the floor. This is the way the actual wreath is going to be stored. I'm going to take the plastic. I don't really fuss that much with this because the actual wreath container is going to squish everything together. So it does seem like a couple of steps, but trust me guys when I say, if you take these steps now, it is worth every single penny. Some of these wreaths are $100, $200, and I want them to last as long as I can possibly get them to last and to be beautiful, fresh, and green, and to look practically brand new when I take it out for use year after year. The next tip, get you a great, and I mean great, wreath container. The pink wreath that I put outside a couple of years ago, That wreath is 20 years old easily, and it's because I package it. I take the time to package it, put it away, but the container that I place the wreath in maintain its luster and its beautiful quality in the wreath. And the time that it took me to put all those bulbs, or maybe 200 bulbs on one wreath, that's a lot of time invested. So each year, if I use it or if I don't use it for 2 years, when I placed it last year, I hadn't utilized that wreath for maybe 3 years. And it is just gorgeous when I take it out of the packaging. So yeah, I do take time to package everything really well. It's kind of like when you're painting, and the painters always say the best part of painting is the prep. Take out your batteries. Sometimes I don't use my wreaths every year, the same wreaths, depending on what it is that I want to do. So you don't want that gooky battery leakage, and it'll ruin the lights. is a card that I will fill out and place on the outside of this container what's inside of here. This particular holder has a handle. It has a handle here, so you can actually hang it on a wall and it won't take up so much room. I will leave the link for this wreath holder, this bag, because I've purchased a couple of them last year. It is padded, and I didn't show you guys that, but it's padded and it's insulated, so it is absolutely the best thing that I found to maintain my wreaths. Once I have all my sprays together and I've separated them in terms of, like if I'm going to have bells, I'll put those together. All of these items are separated in reference to category, what it is. I'll label this the white beaded spray, and they will be packaged all together because I have quite a bit of these. Maybe 50 of these that I've used this Christmas. So I will package them all together. When I decide to use them again for our next Christmas, then all I need to do is take this bag and I actually will pick them out one by one. I'll have a bag of them so I'm not walking back and forth to a different area in order to retrieve what it is that I'm looking for. This is such an organized, simplistic way so that you can store things, put them away for next year, and really enjoy decorating for the Christmas season. The last and final tip is, if you haven't used something and you don't think you're going to utilize it, within 4 or 5 years, donate it. We are often buying new things year after year for the holidays, so to keep your place decluttered and to have enough space so that you can store your wonderful Christmas items, those things that you're not using, donate. Give it away to someone else. Someone else may have joy in what you've experienced and what you've utilized for prior Christmases. That is it. Until next time, guys, make every single day a great day.